Hey everyone, Ian from Eurogamer here. Now listen, the last time I typed the word Splatfest into a work computer, I got suspended from my job for 3 months, and now HR have like this massive file on me. I think I should be okay to talk about Splatfest now though, because I just got back from a hands-on preview of Splatoon 3 at Nintendo's head office, and Nintendo informed me that Splatfest is indeed an actual, real thing that's happening in Splatoon, and is not in fact very rude indeed. I win this time, HR. I win this time! But anyway, why am I talking about Splatfest? Well, in a couple of days' time, anyone who downloads the Splatoon 3 demo on Switch will be able to take part in the first Splatoon 3 Splatfest for free for a limited time, where they'll be able to take part in some of the game's newly introduced tricolour battles before Splatoon 3's launch on the 9th of September. However, those tricolour battles are so new and exciting that Nintendo wouldn't even let me try them out at the preview event. I know, shocking, right? To Nintendo's credit though, I was allowed to go hands-on with loads of other sections of the game that will only be available to you lot on launch. And in this preview video, I'm going to tell you all about them, starting with the 3 single-player levels that I played. The first level I played was called Get to Know Alterna, Your Only Choice, which is a pretty long-winded way of saying level 1-1 if you ask me. This is basically the first level in the game, although for people who need a refresher to the gameplay, there are 3 tutorial levels set in a place called The Crater that bring you up to speed with the controls and the storyline. Alterna, by the way, is the setting for Splatoon 3's campaign, which is worryingly called Return of the Mammalians. Honestly, why does everything in this game have to sound like I'm going to be fired for saying it? For a first level, there was quite a lot going on though, and it taught me the basics of riding rails, smashing objects with my paint for power eggs and extra weapons, dealing with paint scrubbing squeegees, getting through grates, and much, much more. I haven't played a Splatoon game since the first one, so I fluffed the level a couple of times and fell off the edge, but after a while I soon got back into the groove of moving my squid around and aiming with the motion controls of the Switch at the same time. To pass this level, I needed to find 3 keys to unlock 3 vaults, and each one was hidden in a place that needed me to employ a different tactic to reach. One of the newest tactics showcased in this level though is Smallfry, or as it's known in this game, Little Buddy. In previous games, Smallfry have been enemies to defeat, but Little Buddy is your companion here, who can be customised with different hairstyles. I reckon Smallfry will play a much bigger role in the game later on, but in this first level, he was basically nothing more than a throwable paint grenade that I could use to activate an out-of-reach rail. The second level, named Octopods at Rest Tend to Flip Out, was more about navigating hostile situations than puzzle solving, but thankfully I was able to use this telescopic device at the beginning of the level to scope out what lay ahead of me before I ventured on. Now, if you've played Splatoon 2 before, you'll already be familiar with the Octopods. They're kind of like bullet bills on legs that charge at you and explode in your face, covering you with nasty, burny purple ink in the process. Once again, in order to progress, I needed to open a vault door, but thankfully this time there was only one key to find, and it was hidden behind a bunch of angry octopods. Despite the dangers, I completed this level much faster than the first one, although there were a few close calls, especially when confronted by the oversized octopods that guarded the midway point and the end of the level. The final level I played was actually level 19, and it was called The String's the Thing. This will probably be the level that's the most interesting to veteran Splatoon players, as it let me try out one of Splatoon 3's new weapons, the bow-like Tri-Stringer, which can fire in 3 directions simultaneously and unleash charge shots that briefly freeze before exploding. The level itself was more like a shooting gallery than anything else, and it wasn't that challenging to get through. It did, however, act as a great training ground for understanding how the Tri-Stringer's 2 attacks worked, and in what situations they worked best. Taking out 3 boxes or enemies at once with a horizontal triple shot felt very satisfying, but as you'll see, powering up the bow and letting rip with an explosive charge shot was an excellent way to deal maximum damage. Alrighty, on to the multiplayer stuff next, starting with the classic 4v4 Turf War mode. We actually got to play 2 rounds of Turf War, and in this first one, I used Splatoon 3's other new weapon, the Splatana Wiper, throughout. The Splatana Wiper is a genius combination of a katana sword and a car's windshield wiper. When swung, it sends blades of ink flying out across the arena, and you can use rapid swipes to quickly cover your area of the arena with paint. The Splatana can also be used as quite a powerful melee weapon if you charge it up before swinging it, as it'll then transform the attack into a powerful slash. This isn't something I use too much though, as, and you'll see this from my gameplay, I tend to play defense in Splatoon and go for maximum paint coverage rather than maximum squid damage, which works out pretty well in the end because, spoilers, we thrashed them. Both of the multiplayer levels we played were brand new for Splatoon 3, by the way. This one here is called Eeltail Alley, and as you can see, it has quite the urban feel to it. Alrighty, this new Turf War level is called Scorch Gorge, and for this one, I just used the default Splattershot Junior loadout. As you can see, the level itself is set within a rocky canyon, and it's decorated with old rusty cages, pipes, and there's even the skeletons of giant fishes on poles on either side of the arena. Due to my choice of weapon, this gameplay is a lot more action-packed than the last match, and as you'll soon see, I even managed to get a double kill, or should that be double splat at one point. I'll leave this round to play out until the end, but I won't spoil the final scores for you this time. What do you think though? Will my team of squids win this one, or was the first match just beginner's luck? Let me know in the comments below if your prediction was correct. And finally, we were also given the chance to take the new and improved Salmon Run mode for a spin. This mode will be familiar to Splatoon 2 players, and it tasks 4 players with collecting golden eggs from angry salmonids who are advancing from the inky waters surrounding the arena. Each Salmon Run game is split into 3 waves, and as this was my first time ever playing the mode, I've cut out most of the first wave as I didn't really know what I was doing. By wave 2, I was really into the swing of it all though, and I even managed to return a few golden eggs for the team. You won't really get to see it in this gameplay because we were playing on the first few easy levels, but most of the time, golden eggs are found by defeating boss salmonids, and some of those can be very big indeed. We actually got to go up against a big sea serpent looking one when we played Salmon Run in handheld mode, hence why there's no gameplay capture of it, and the difficulty quickly ramped up and meant we really had to work as a team in order to meet our golden egg quota. And by that I mean I kept getting knocked down and my friends had to keep reviving me. Oh. And that's basically everything that I played during the hands-on. It really was a come in, play games and get the hell out kind of situation. But hopefully you've learnt a bit more about Splatoon 3 and how the core gameplay works and looks now. As a lapsed Splatoon player, I actually had a lot of fun with this, so I'm definitely up for playing more. Oh, and I guess I've had a bit of a head start on this game now as well, so if you're thinking of attending Splatfest later this week, watch your back, because I'll be coming for you all. Thanks for watching. Do give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe for almost daily videos about video games here on Eurogamer, and enjoy the rest of this gameplay without me nattering all over the top of it. Goodbye.